sitting here with Jessica Calico, preschool teacher, and we're going to ask some questions. So, does the school require a specific lesson planning template?
Yes. We go off of what is called creative curriculum, and it comes with actual lesson plan templates.
Awesome. Do you write a lesson plan for every lesson that you teach?
Yeah, the way our lesson plans are broken down, our creative curriculum does it over like a 5 or 6 week period, and every week is a different lesson, but it's all based on whatever study we're learning is what they call it.
Gotcha. Does the school require lesson plans to be submitted to administrators or shared with parents?
Yes. Our lesson plans are due every Thursday, and we post them on the parent wall.
So everybody is getting to see it?
Yes, everybody gets it. The administrators and the parents.
Gotcha. How closely do you follow your lesson plan?
Oh, I follow it to the T.
To the T. But, I mean, do you have to change the plan when you're teaching?
Occasionally.
What would be a reason you'd have to change the plan?
If there's a child that is having some behavioral issues, we might have to pause, redirect.
Right.
If they show interest, a lot more interest in something than something else, I'll go ahead and, add a little bit more.
If it looks like it's a hit, you'll prolong it a little bit?
Yeah, prolong a little bit.
Do you find it difficult to cover all the topics in the given amount of time for your lesson?
No, I usually fit everything in at least in like the week that it's supposed to be done. Maybe not specifically the day, but it always has a tendency to where they'll go through something faster than something else where I can then catch up on something.
Right, but time management skills are definitely important when you're
definitely.
planning.
I'm really good with time management overall.
I guess that's helpful.
Yeah.
What tips would you give to a new teacher who's going to feel overwhelmed by the amount of lesson planning that needs to be done?
I would tell them breathe. It's your class. You're in control of the pace. Just calm yourself down and know that you'll get it all done and take your time,
Yeah. How do you cope with not teaching everything in one day? Does it affect your future lesson if, let's say, one day gets thrown off and then it pushes everything back?
No, like I said, usually something will go faster than it's supposed to.
Right.
Which will give me time to catch myself up.
You just have to be flexible?
Yeah, you just have to be flexible, and it's just those time management skills.
Yeah. How long do you think it takes you to plan a lesson? If it was brand new, never done it before, how long would it take you?
I can plan. I do it weekly, but I'll do the whole month. And I usually can do it in one day. But that's also because the way our curriculum is set up is you basically transfer information onto like a template. Like It's all paragraph and I just have to transfer, so it's copying. But if it were more of like I had to come up with an idea like what's the word I want? Like a different type of lesson, not creative curriculum, but like thematic based, where I'd be pulling from my head, like where like I just pick a theme and then go ahead and create something from that. That might take me like 2-3 days to like see what the kids are interested in.
So you plan a month in advance, or?
I don't have to.
I'm
an overachiever. Usually it's on Thursdays just for the next week.
Right.
Like I said, I have great time management skills. I've been doing this for 15 years. So I'll do the month. And usually if I am going to do weekly, but like the whole month, like with weekly lesson plans, and I am doing like thematic and like off my top of my head, I'll usually take 3 days. But that's because what I'll do is I'll watch my kids and see, they've really been, interested in the block center. So how can I bring this theme into the block center? So that'll take me a few days. Like I said, like I'll usually use Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to observe what their interests are so that I can implement it in whatever thematic unit I have going.
Cool.
So
How do you decide or evaluate if the lesson plan was successful? What are the tools that you use to decide if it's something you should repeat again?
Well, I mean, you have like just regular like assessments and stuff that'll tell you certain goals or things that they're supposed to be meeting. Like just little checklists and things such as that, that you just kind of follow along. If there's something that they seem to be lacking, you spend a little more time. If they seem to get it, you might not want to spend that much time. If they seem to get it but enjoy it, maybe a little bit more time, but not as much as something that they might need that extra reinforcement.
So would you agree most of evaluations are pretty much just an observation of the child while the activities are going on?
Yes, a lot of your evaluations are.
Got it. And the last question, do teachers share lesson plans? What's the thought on different interclassroom lesson plans?
That gets hard because you have different age groups.
And different kids, right?
And different kid temperaments.
One class might have a child who's got, a behavioral issue, and the other class might have a child who's really, really advanced, and they...
Right. But I mean, that's kind of like when you get into like these multi-age group classrooms, and your class will go from like 2s to 4s. My recommendation for that is usually like small groups where you would break off and you would focus on whatever that age group can handle. Now, if you have a 2-year-old that is on 3-year-old level, that 2-year-old would be in your 3-year-old small group.
Right.
That's how you can, or if you had a 3-year-old that is just fine motor skills or not really up to par, you would put them with maybe your 2-year-olds when you're
compensate for strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you.